What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Oh, no, that is not it. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the WNBA Live Play-by-Play. So tonight we got the Atlanta Dream taking on the not the Fever. Hello, the Atlanta Dream. So my apologies on that. Where's my fucking mouse? There we go. We're live from Brooklyn, New York, and get the official scoreboard up in this bitch. Make sure everything's running smoothly. The Liberty coming in this one at 9-1 after the first loss handed from the Liberty. And look at the rest of the standings. Right now, the current best record in the WNBA belongs to Minnesota Lynx at 10-1. You got the Liberty at 9-1, 8-3 for the Dream. And right now, the worst team in terms of all the standings is the Dallas Wings at 1-11. Obviously, my aces right now, to be honest, first down here, I would say, but yeah. So, but anyways, if you guys are new, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure to ring that notification bell, and we're going to be getting ready for tip-off in just a bit. But, yeah, should be a lot. And obviously, with now Jonquel Jones so far in the WNBA this season, has 5 double-doubles, which is second in the league. Currently averaging 13.9 points per game, 10.3 rebounds, and 7 starts. Obviously, you know how it is all the time. So this time actually went a different traditional route. So look at the starting lineups. You got Jordan Canada, Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Brianna Jones, and Brittany Griner for the Dream. Then you got the Natasha Cloud, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, Naira Sabali, and Jonquel Jones rounding up the top 5 in terms of the lineup for the defending WNBA champs, the New York Liberty, who I'm still kind of salty, but that's neither here nor there. But another thing is too, can never understand why the Liberty's mascot is a damn elephant. But someone will probably explain it to them. So fourth season for Sandy Brondello, 89-37 overall record, 2-time WNBA champion, and her own right as well. There we go. Just gotta make sure and it's kind of funny. Anytime I do any type of basketball or football play comes when it comes with the timer, at times it does a little bit lag at times. But Carl Smesco so far, not a bad start in his first season as the Dreams head coach, overall 8-3. So should be a lot of fun. And where should I go with? There we go. Let's go with this one. And we got both Jones and Griner to tip it off. And here we go. So now I got Howard. There's Canada going around the screen. Out. That's an open 3. A little bit short off the back arm. Pulled down by Stewart. Hands it off to Cloud. Here comes Ionescu. Back out to Ionescu. Sabali with the screen. Ionescu, a little mid-range, and gets the friendly bounce for 2. Not too shabby. So now I got Howard. That's Canada back to Howard. Howard hands it all. That 3 is good from Atlanta. Now it's Alicia Gray for 3. I got Cloud. Wow, out to Jones. Jones for 3. A little bit strong. There's Jordan Canada pulling down the board. Hands it all to Jones to Howard. Howard to Griner. Griner, she pulls up from 3. Down it goes. Already downtown 6-2. And Stewart to Cloud. Cloud back to Stewart. Stewart driving. Pumps on the brakes and off the glass. That is good for 2 from Stewie. Now we got Canada. I think the first time, I don't know if this is the first or second time starting for the Dream, but we got Howard. Howard for 3. A little bit rims. Inescu pulls down the rebound. Or Inescu. No. Joe, that was Sabali out to Stewart. Stewart picked up by Howard. Here comes Sabali with the help. Back to Sabali. Sabali off the glass, and we'll draw the contact. We'll go to the line for 2. 7:56 on the clock.
Well, this is a really nice drop here. Off the screen, a little hesitation. Realizes that she has to step on Gray. And then she had an amazing game last time out with 34 points. And this time, Stewie.
You're not wrong.
The bank is still open this late. Driving to her left.
So 2 free throws coming. The first is good. Right. So Sabali so far under 7 points, 5 rebounds, and under 2 steals a game. Ties the game up at 6 apiece. So now we got Canada. To Jones. Jones up and under, short. Ball down by John-Claude Jones. Here comes Inescu. And she coughs off the basketball. I got Canada. Nice little weave pass. And that's going to be first team foul on the Liberty on Alicia Gray. And it looks like Gray kind of just, and that was on Natasha Cloud. And the first is good by Alicia Gray. And her 9th season in the WNBA out of South Carolina. Dawn, good old from little Dawn Staley. And hits them both. And now we got Cloud. Cloud out to Jones. Jones for 3. That's completely short. And good defense by Griner to force an air ball on John-Claude Jones off that 3. So now we got Howard. Howard picked up by Stewart. Hands it up to Canada. Canada looking out to Jones. Jones back to Canada. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Canada for 3. Short. And that's the rebound chased down by Natasha Cloud. Here come the Liberty. And now to Sabali. Out to Stewart. Goes around the screen. Out to Cloud. Cloud, tough defense by Canada. Cloud in the paint. Out to Stewart. Nice look for Sabali. Short. No. Falls to the hands of Canada. Here comes Canada. Leading the charge for Atlanta. Right through the open lane. Kick it out to Howard. Back out to Griner. Griner for 2. Short. And the rebound goes to Inescu. Inescu thought about a 3 to Jones. Now it's a kick out. Cloud for 3. Short. Rebound by Howard. Howard out to back to Canada. Taking on Sabali. And we'll kick it out to Griner in the post. Canada. Honestly, wouldn't take it to 3 there, but we're playing fucking volleyball now. And that's short by Griner. Again, another board by Inescu. Looking up to Stewie in the post from Inescu. Turnaround jumper for Stewie. Down it goes. We're going to tie him in 8. Well, it looks like Harrison waiting to check in. Nice look. Out to Howard, who's got to pull it back out. Howard to Jones. Wide open. 2. Down it goes. There comes Cloud. Cloud a little offhand and gets the friendly bounce. Ties it back up at 10. Howard to Canada. Or sorry, that was and we get a quick foul. And that's going to go against Tabali. That's going to be her first, team second. Actually, no, I apologize. It's going to be on Onescu. Looks like Cloud wants the team to challenge the call. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how that pretty much goes. But anyways, one second, y'all. Let's see if I
challenged the ruling of a foul call. The previous play is under review.
So I got a coach's challenge. I don't see that being a foul, so I don't know. It's kind of probably hard to really tell. Give me 1 second. No. Not wrong on that. But anyways, though. So I think this is going to get overturned. It's probably just going to be like a side out type of deal. But hey, I could be fucking wrong. So we'll see. We'll see how this all goes. And yeah, this time I actually had to change my headset a little bit because the other ones were kind of started getting faded. Yeah, that don't surprise me. Like I said, that was not even a foul. It was just an accidental trip. Anyways.
This time out brought to you by Sandals. Get closer to the Caribbean. But right now, we're going to get closer to the third member of our team, Tina Servasio. Tina.
Hey there, Chris. Before the game today, I was talking to Kenny.
So now we got Kenny Burke now on the floor. So tied up at 10, less than 5 minutes here in quarter number 1. Not gonna lie, I would have liked to see so side up for Atlanta. Out to Griner, back to Howard. Off the side out. Howard taking on Stewie, drives to the paint and off the glass. Nope, that's pulled down by who's 20? By Isabella Harrison. Now here comes Stewart. Stewart, nice screen by Cloud. Stewart, tough shot, and there's the end one going to the line for the 3-point play. Sometimes I wonder if Seattle's kind of punching themselves a little bit for letting Stewie walk. I mean, now that you think about it, I mean, you had her, Sue Bird retiring, which was kind of eventually was going to happen. Then you had Joel Lloyd, where all that stuff was going around about her. I think we're pressing to trade something like that, if I remember correctly, like the last couple of years. But this season, 19.5 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.4 steals, and 1.2 blocks per game. And now we have Who is number 2? Oh, we got Nia Coffee. Sorry, my dumbass. Sorry, sometimes I have a hard time reading my own goddamn handwriting at times. And the 3-point play is good for New York. So now we got Pow Pow now on the floor for Atlanta. Another South Carolina alumni. Out to Howard. Oh, thought about a step back 3, but nothing there. There's Hillman. Hands it off to Pow Pow. Pow Pow got that blocked. And out to Coffee. Nice little pump fake. Steps inside for a deep 2 off the rim. There's Nas Hillman. Nice with the offensive rebound. Coffee. Now to hands it off to Howard. Howard. To Pow Pow. To Gray for 3. No. And that's Burke with the board. Here comes Stewart. And the Liberty up by 3. Hands up to Cloud. Back to Stewart. Stewart. And we have an offensive foul. Oh, excuse me. And Howard took the charge. So now we got Pow Pow. Out to Howard. Howard getting a little help by Hillman. Back out to Coffee. Coffee to Pow Pow for 3. Yes, sir. Tied up at 13 apiece. So now I got Kennedy Burke now leading the charge for the Liberty. All not up at 13. Burke through the lane. Up and under. Good for 2 for Kennedy Burke. And now we got Pow Pow. And that's 12 points in the paint to Atlanta's 2. Kick it out to Coffee. Back out to Gray. Now to Howard. Howard. Out to Hillman in the post. Yes, that I don't know what the fuck that was. Stewart. And that is picked off by Alicia Gray. Here comes Gray leading the charge. Up and under. No. And there's good defense, or sorry, good offensive rebound. Pow Pow. Nice pump fake. Steps inside. And gets that fall, not up at 15. With just barely 2.5 to go here in the first quarter. So that's 7 points. And the Liberty outscored the Dream 7-0, 7-0 in points alternatives. Floater, that is good. By Nescu puts them back up 2, just with barely about 2:15 to go here in the first quarter. Here comes Pow Pow. Kicks it out to Coffee for 3. Bang! That is good for 3. Atlanta goes back up to 1. That's who the Sepsar. Where the okay, that 3 was no good. So now we got Gray to Hillman to Pow Pow. Locating Mr. Drives in the paint with the up and under. That is good for 2. And now I got Cloud down 3 here with just about at the one at buck 31. No, not really. And obviously showing 3 by Nia Coffee. Then that inspector cut good for 2. So now we got Rebecca Gardner now on the floor and also Maureen Johannes. And that's going to be knocked out of bounds. So buck 15 to go here in the first quarter. Looks like Jordan Cannon is now coming back onto the floor for the Dream. So side out for Atlanta. We got Coffee. Out to Canada. Back out to Maya Caldwell is now on the floor. Caldwell for 3. A little bit too strong. put Kennedy Burke pulled down the board. Liberty down 1, under a minute to go. Call ball, a little bit of CG on defense to Jones in the post. Oh, nice look for Jones. And we got a foul on the floor with 47.6 remaining. And that is the 15th foul on Atlanta. That puts New York in the penalty. So 2 free throws coming for the Liberty. And Oneski to the line. 19.5 points, 3.6 rebounds, and the first is good. We're knotted up at 20. And the second, boom. Easy money. So now here comes Jordan Canada. About 45 seconds here in the first quarter. Hands it off to Canada. Here goes Canada. Turnaround jumper. No, that's short. A little bit hand on it. Here comes Oneski out to Jones. Jones out to Burke. Burke. She little trip of her own. Under 20 seconds for 3. Down it goes. So 24-20 in favor of the Liberty. So now we got Canada at the top of the logo. And that gets poked from behind. Oh, the old Trent Tucker rule. 0.3 seconds on the clock. So it looks like who are we going to have on the floor? So we got Brittany Griner now coming back onto the floor for the Dream here, and then just with only 0.3 of a second. Nope. And we're going to the quarter number 2. So a nice 7-0 run by the Liberty to take quarter 1 by 4. Anyways. Look at the CarMax upgrade. The Busted Chops Challenge, huh? Interesting. So Boston Chops. Oh, sounds like a freaking. Oh, this looks freaking boring as all damn hell. Anyways. Yeah, they got Jones and Sabali racing with chopsticks. Okay. $11 points, 3 of 3 from 2, 1 of Just only one from 1-3, plus with 2 free throws for Sabrina Ionescu. Anyways. And obviously got the inaugural. So Gotham FC in the building, the inaugural CONCACAF Women's Soccer Champions. Let's be. I could give 2 shits about soccer. Start the second quarter. Ah, I love it. I love it. Not too shabby. Yeah. Scored the last 7 points. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Sabrina could pretty much set that on her own to help 7-0 run. At the end of the second quarter. There we go. So now we got Ionescu to kick it off the second quarter, up 4 to Jones. Jones. Look at nice thread. Nice good ball movement from back to Jones at the top of the key. Jones in the paint. Turnaround jumper. A little bit of nice rebound. And that's no good. Just rims in and out. That's unfortunate. Now I got Canada spreading up the court. Out to Gray. Now to Howard. Back to Gray. Now to Griner in the post. Griner. Wide open. Yeah, that's not wide open turnaround for 2. Nice little late off the glass. So we got 9:05 here in quarter number 2. There comes Gardner, gets stripped, and she will commit her first personal, team's first of the second. So we got Rebecca Gardner, also Maureen Johannes now on the floor for the Liberty. Got my ear fucking itches. I mean, shit happens. Oh, so I guess it's technical, I'm guessing. So, interesting. Oh, under 9 minutes to go here in the first half. It's a 1-point game in favor of the Liberty. 23-24. Out to Howard. Now to Griner in the post, taking on Jones. Nice kick out to Coffee. A wide open 3. Short. Jones with the rebound. Hey, here comes Jones. Not too bad with the ball handling. Here's Johannes. Johannes putting on the ice skates, and she loses it. And it's going to go the other way to end. So that's another New York turnover. 8:35. So now we got Griner out to Gray. Gray with its nice. I don't know how. Kick out. Nice little ball movement out to Canada. Thought about a 3. About 4 seconds on the shot clock. 3, 2, 1. And just have to heave it. Oh, how the fuck almost got that to go. To avoid the shot clock violation. Here comes Johannes to Ionescu. Ionescu for 3. Down it goes. Yeah, Sabrina Ionescu. Fucking walking bucket. Good grief. And now the turnover by the Dream. And the Johannes, she coughs it back up. And we got a kick ball at 7:44. And looking at the... Oh, Lord.
We're seeing why these are the top teams in the Eastern Conference.
So 14 points, 2 of 2 from 3 for Sabrea Nescu.
Each have 4 All-Stars easily. Is that what you see when you see this team coming at you? She said, absolutely, 100%. That's why we're seeing such a highly competitive game between these two teams where Sabrina has scored the last 12.
So now we got Pow Pow now on the floor. Hands up to Howard. To Gray. Back out to Howard. Howard on the wing. Taking on Gardner. And Gardner will commit the foul. That's the second on New York on this quarter. So 7:27 on the clock. So Howard's on the line for 2. So 17.6 points per game, 5.2 rebounds. And the first is good for Ryan Howard. So now it looks like we got Sabali done come back into the floor for Jones. So 24-27 still favor of the Liberty. And she hits them both. So now we got Sherrod now on the floor. Out to Stewart. Stewart to Johannes. Johannes looking on the wing. Step back 3. A little bit short. There's Howard with the rebound. So 2 of 7 for the Liberty from 3, 4 of 10 from the Liberty or from the Dream. Hillman for 3, a little bit short at the front board. And there's Johannes coming up with the basketball. And after Brianna just a little bit slow. What's going on? What's going on, my boy Sports PSP coming up in the building? So now you got Gray leading the charge and gets tripped from behind. That's going to be the third on New York. Stops the clock at 6:39 on the dot. Not wrong on that. So that's just. And shout out right now it's going to be in the face of Collier. The way how she's been playing, and that bucket's good for 2. But yeah, so it's definitely going to look. I love Asia, but the way how Collier's playing, Collier's making an interesting case for the WNBA MVP. And there's Johannes. Out to Sherrod, now in the Cloud. Cloud looking at the paint. Tough shot off the offhand. Here comes. That's Pow Pow with the rebound. Here comes Pow Pow. Looking to Hellman, to Gray, to Jones. Off the glass. That is good. And the Dream retake the lead by 2. And we get a timeout. All right. I'm just going to match the foul. But yeah, I still think it's going to be in the face of Collier. Speaking of which, what is she? So 6 minutes ago here in the first half. Let me actually take a look at that actually. See what she's been averaging. So I think what kind of hurts Asia from going back to I think it was a 3-time MVP. It's she did missing more time because of that concussion protocol. Let me see. Just give me 1 second. No, kind of. Right. No, that's not it. Let me take a look at the players, actually. Yeah, so the way I'm seeing is right now, because right now, like I said, I do put Collier for the WNBA MVP. I don't think she's won't be surprised if it is unanimous, but I do think this. I think Asia is going to give us a run for. Okay, so in terms of like I said, the top 5 in terms, it's Collier, Asia, Stewart, Brianna Stewart. Simon, I just had her name, and it's really driving me up a goddamn wall for whatever reason. It's really I'm blanking. But so far in terms of my top 3, it's Collier, Wilson. I would definitely put oh crap! What? Hold on, I'm having a complete fucking brain fart. All right, it's Collier, Wilson, Stewie. There we go. Number 4. Let's see. I know this. I always say my long shot, and like I said, the dark horse is Kennedy Burke for the Well, like I said, I mean, there's going to be some women that's going to give a lot of each other a run for the money, but I do think it's going to go to Nafisa Collier the way how she's been playing. Obviously, right now averaging 26. Obviously 26 a game. And next game for the New York Liberty, it'll be Thursday at 7:00 Eastern against the Phoenix Mercury. Which, speaking of the Mercury, it's kind of funny. I actually kind of started watching them become enjoyable for the first time in God knows forever. In the few years that me and Tyler have done at the WNBA side of things, but hey. But now we got Cloud. I'm sorry, that's hold the hell another turnover by New York. Pow for 3, too strong. There's a Nescu pulling down the board for the Liberty. To Stewart. And we got a charge going against the other way. And that's on Sabali.
Well, it doesn't look like an extra push to me. It doesn't seem like she comes outside of her body with the arm bar as well. And
we'll see.
Falling before she even gets there, feet moving. I'm not sure why that's an offensive foul there, but
it's not. I mean, at the worst, it's a blocking foul. Because I mean, good grief. It's not wrong on that, for the most part. A double foul? That kind of makes no goddamn sense, but I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, still, I mean. So Howard and Sabali for the double foul. Okay, that's interesting. Anyways, but I mean, shit. Anyways, but shout out to everyone that's actually tuning into the chat, and here we go. So Stewie wins the tip. Here comes a Nescu, screened by Burke. A Nescu off the glass, ties it at 29 to pop. Here comes Pow. Under 5:20 to go. Hands it up to Brianna Jones. Back out to Pow, wide open 3. Down it goes. Nice wide open look. Now we got Stewart down 3 here in the first half. Now we got to Burke, who actually leads the WNBA in 3-point percentage, which is Sabali for 3. Down it goes. We're tied up at 32. Now we got Pow just barely over 4.5 to go. Now we got Howard picked up by Cloud. So far, 4 of 8 for the Dream from the field. Nice ball movement back out to Hillman. Now to Howard. Howard back to Hillman. Hillman in the paint. Kicks it out to Jones for 3. Down it goes for Brianna Jones. So now it's a 4-point. Sorry, I don't know why they. Nope, and that is going to be, where's that going to fall? Hmm. That's short, and there's Howard with the board. And now we got a foul. And that's going to put the Atlanta Dream in the bonus. All right, let me fix the game clock. It's 3:58. Yeah, I mean, shit. Howard to the line for 2. And the first, she hits that 36-31. Favor of the Dream. The largest lead at 5. So far, Howard in her 4th season coming out of Kentucky hits them both. So under 4 minutes to go. They got Cloud. Hands it off to Stewie. Stewart looking to Anescu. Almost turned it over. Anescu gets and fouled from behind. That is going to be the second on Atlanta. That's going to be a little. I think they're going to get Alicia Gray for that. So tonight, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist for Anescu. And the first. And misses. So now it looks like we got Nas Hillman to take a little bit, come on for Alicia Gray. Yeah. And the second free throw by Anescu is good. So now the lead's back up to 5. So now we got Pow. Almost got Brittany Griner back on the floor. Griner. Back out to Pow. Pow being shifty. Deep 3. Down it goes for Tiana Pow. There's that Kennedy Burke for 3, a little bit short, and that's rebound by Nas Hillman. Here comes Howard, up by 8. Howard to Coffee up the lane, off the glass, no. Rebound by Jonquel Jones, and here comes Anescu. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Anescu for 3, yes sir. And that now Anescu cuts it to 5 here, less than 3 minutes to go here in the first half. So now we got Pow at the top of the key. Hands it off to Coffee. Coffee drives against Sabrina. We'll have to pull it right back out to Pow. 5 seconds on the shot clock to Griner in the post. Griner, turnaround jumper. No, that's strong. And there's Hillman coming up with the defensive board. Here comes the rookie Pow. Back out to nice ball moving out to Coffee. Back to Griner. Griner with the double team. Nice looking out to Hillman. Coffee for 3. No, sir. That is ribboned off and fall into the hands of Brianna Stewart. Down 5. Thought about a 3. Hands it to Stewart. Stewart for 3. No. And there's Coffee with the rebound. Here comes Pow. Pow for 3. Down it goes. Oh, my Lord. And the rookie lighted up from 3. I got an SQ. So far, 16 points, 4 5 from 3 from the young rookie Pow Pow. I mean, credit to fucking goddamn, you got Staley. An SQ, too strong. Tough rebound. And here comes Pow Pow. Nice look. And that's a turnover by Pow Pow. Big mistake by trying to thread the needle to an SQ to Stewart. Up the paint. And we'll draw the contact, going to the line for 2. Stops the clock at $1:18 here in quarter number 2. You gotta love it. That's crazy shit. But yeah, so the timeless torches. Huh. A little bit of, should be interesting though. Shout out my boy Daniel. Shout out my boy Sports PSP. If you guys have not checked this man out, please definitely subscribe to this man's channel as well. You like all the stuff that he does, especially with also with Champ Pryor. Shout out to my dude as well, who I do follow on TikTok and a lot of other stuff. But hey, so we got $1:18 here to go in the first half, where that's pretty little dream. So far, it's been good. I mean, because I'm gonna consider it's an 8-point difference here and there, but I mean, still nothing really to complain of much. I mean, we got the rookie Pow Pow cooking from 3. Right now, kind of the Liberty at times, the threes have been very inconsistent. The 3-point shooting has been inconsistent. I mean, like I said, there's not really much to nitpick, but I mean, look, if I'm Sandy Brondello and see what's been going on, especially in this first half, the way I would say make adjustments, be smarter on the 3-point choices, try to drive through the paint, try to draw the fouls, and try to get physical, because that's kind of what now at times with the Dream, at times they have a tendency to live by the 3 and die by the 3. And yeah. So I mean, can't really say too much on that, but hey. Look at the Red Bull highlight reel, look and stuff like that. But I mean, so currently an 8-point deficit for the Liberty. Yep. And oh, nope, the first free throw is good. So far, Stewie, very quiet, 8 points, 3 of 5 on the floor. And the second is good, so she hits them both. Now it's a 6-point lead for the Dream. With right now about $1:15 to go, with Howard the ball in her hands. Picked up by Cloud. Now hands it off to Pow Pow, who spectacular from 3, hands it off to Jones, back to the rookie. Nice out to Brianna Jones, back out to Pow Pow with under a minute to go. And we got a shot clock violation on Atlanta. And that was just great defense by the Dream or by the Liberty. The third turnover by Atlanta. Now we got Stewart. Natasha Cloud back up to Stewart, who will draw the contact. That's the fourth on the Dream with 45 seconds remaining. And that's going to be on Pow Pow.
Right arm. How about had tangled up on that possession? Clear mismatch with Stewart trying to post her up.
And the first is good. So 5-point game here in the second quarter. And 1-2. And so 2 personal fouls on Pow Pow. Nice ball moving out to Howard. Now looking to Hillman, back out to Jones in the paint. And almost taking away Howard. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He pulls up for a floater, rims in and out. And John Quell pulls up with the defensive rebound. And Stewart, scoop and score, and it goes. So 3-point game here in quarter number 2. Howard to Hillman, down to Jones, back to Hillman. Hillman for 3. Nope. And my friends, we are at the halfway point. The halftime point, you know how it is. And we'll be right back after the halftime show. That being said, guys, stick around. You guys will not want to miss it. Alrighty there, folks. We're ready to get this. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I meant to hit. Nope, that's not the one. Shit. There we go. Damn. And here we go. We're already kicking off the third quarter. Down 3 for the Liberty. They got Jones. Hands it off to Cloud. Cloud out to Inescu. Screamed by Jones. Back up to Cloud. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Cloud from mid range. A little bit looks like a little tip. And now here comes the Dream. Up by 3. And there goes Howard. Out to Jones. Now to Canada on the baseline. Back out to Jones. Brianna Jones for 2. That is good for 2 from Brianna Jones. Now here comes Natasha Cloud. So far, Nescu 20.79 from the field. Resting 20.7 for 22. Jesus. Nescu. That's so nice assist from Nescu for 2. Nasabli at least now cuts it back down to 3. Howard for 3. Down it goes. Yeah. So now we got Cloud. Go around the screen by Jones. Gets blocked up top, and that will stay with the Liberty. 8:36 remaining here in the third.
Well, we saw Ionescu do a whole lot of scoring in that first half. This time facilitated for a second assist of the game by Sabali, who just sneaks behind the defense there, rewards her strong finish on that one.
Sabali brings Ionescu up, but an offensive foul call as Canada hit the deck.
Canada got clobbered on that screen right there, and Sabali with the handoff.
Damn, nice. Damn, what a hard screen.
Wasn't outside of her body, had great positioning, legal guarding stance.
Now Sabali is going to take a bit of a. That's her second. Now there goes Cat, and Canada will draw the contact. So Kennedy Burke commits the foul. The 2 free throws coming for Jordan Canada, the former Los Angeles Spark. He hits the first. He leads up now up to 7. Right now, I think the largest leads now up was 8. And the second, but makes them both. It's a 6 point. It's an 8-point game. Here we go. So now we got Cloud. I got the Cloud out to Nescu. Now to Jones. Jones back out to Nescu. Nescu, nice pick by Jones. Out to Jones in the paint. She takes it herself up and under. No. Oh, damn. Okay. Almost accidental contact. Canada thought about heat checking, and she walked with the basketball. At some point that's going to have to get called at some point. So it's Cloud to Stewart. Stewart almost lost it on the baseline. Burke for 3. Nope. John Quell with the offensive board. Put back. Good for 2. So lead still holds 6. Just barely over 7.5 to go. Both teams with 3 offensive rebounds apiece. Brianna Jones. Nice up and under for Brianna Jones for 2. So leads back up to 8 again. Now to Stewie in the post. Stewart. Fadeaway jumper. Short. There goes Alicia Gray with the rebound. Here comes Jordan Canada. Nice little upping. Just easy money. And we got a timeout by the Liberty. Now the lead's now up to 10. Yep, down by 10, 7:03 to go here in. Lordy. Damn. All right. Anyways, though. No little fan cam powered by Snapchat. Let's be real, that freaking app itself, to me, it's dead. I haven't freaking used it since 2013. To me. Anyways, though. Damn. Nescu out to Stewart. Now to Jones. Jones on the wing. Hands up to Burke. Burke almost had that taken away, and she does. Courtesy of Brianna Jones with the pickpocket. Here comes Jordan Canada. Hands up to Ryan Howard on the wing. That's the 9th turnover by the Liberty. Howard to Gray. Nice little pump fake. Steps inside for the mid-range. Down it goes for 2 for Alicia Gray. Burke in the paint. Kicks it out to Jones, and all right, so I got 6:17. And that's good for 3 by Jonquil Jones. So now we got Canada leading the charge. Hands it all to Howard, and who will get fouled. That's the second on the Liberty. Yep. So now we got Griner out to Gray. Gray with a double team. Out to Howard. Howard, deep 3. Down it goes for Ryan Howard. Burke out to Inescu. Now to Stewart in the post. Turnaround jumper for Stewart. Can't get that to fall. There's Alicia Gray with the rebound. Here it comes Ryan Howard. So far, the Dream in control. Nice pump fake. Trying to put on the ice skates. And that's going to be fouled from behind. That's going to be the third team foul on the Liberty. And that's going to be against Brianna Stewart. Ah, damn it. I mean, hit the fucking enter button. And that three is good again. Oh, my Lord. So 62-47. Man, 7 for 7 from the field. 3 of 9 for the Liberty. John Cole Jones, sorry, can't get that to fall. 3 of 10. Now make that 3 of 10 from the field for the Liberty. And there goes Canada. That's Howard. Hands it off to Canada. To Jones. And that is. And we got to. So now I got Sherrod now coming in on the floor for the Liberty. I got Canada on the baseline. A tough shot off. So now here comes Sherrod driving. And that's going to be knocked out of bounds. Ball still stays with New York. Got my elbow itches. God damn. Try to at least get something going for the Liberty, who now I got Inescu. Tough defense by the Liberty. 5 seconds on the shot clock. She's got to have to put it up off the glass. Can't go. And there goes Nas Hillman with the rebound. And Alicia Gray takes a bit of a tumble. Hands up to Canada. Driving, but have to put the brakes. Hands off to Howard. Howard, nice little cut to Hillman for 2. Damn, 17. Jesus. Oh, my Lord.
When we started the third quarter.
Yeah, it was certainly close. And I mean, talk about these two teams, 1 and 2 in scoring defense in the Atlanta Dream, number 2, and allowing 75 points per game right now.
So we got under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Jesus.
So far, the Atlanta Dream just put the clamps on.
Yeah, that is true.
Available wherever you stream.
Okay, then. Oh, shit balls. I almost lost my headset. There we go. So, 4 under 4. Up 17. So 1 or 2 from 3. Now I got Stewart. Been very quiet today. Hands on to Inescu for mid-range. Down it goes for Sabrina Inescu. 64-49. Here comes Howard on the baseline, and that's turned over by from the Liberty. So now we got Sherrod hands it off to Sabali, back out to Stewart. Stewart, and we'll draw the contact and go line for two.
Well, coming out of the timeout, you wanted to activate your net to the handoff there, just utilizing the screen. Stewart sent a mean one on Canada, wasn't able to recover. Then the Nets will get in the easy mid-range in the paint.
So 12 points, 4 of 8 from the field for Stewart. And the first free throw is good. Leads back up to down to 14. And the second. Hits them both. Now it's 11. Now it's down 13. So now we got Howard. Now we got Johannes back on the floor. Howard. So that's hands it off to Jones in the paint. And fight for the ball. And we get a jump ball. Hmm. And Sherrod, that can't fall for the New Yorkie. Now here comes Howard, still holding a decent sized lead. Howard to Gray, now to Hillman in the post, and we'll get fights her way for two. Leads back up to 15. And an SQ for two. Down it goes. Back up to 13. So now we got Pow driving up the floater, can't go. And here comes Enescu and the Liberty. Nice thread out to Sherrod. Down to Stewart. Stewart wide open too. Can't get that to fall. And here comes Pow. To Gray. Can't get that to fall. Now we got Stewart. To Enescu for three. Down, rattles it home. That. Now it's a 10-point lead. Righty. We got it down on $1.42. It's a 10-point game.
Hey, this timeout brought to you by Sandals. Get closer to the Caribbean. And you know what those three bombs do? That gets Ellie pumped. And then when Ellie gets pumped, the crowd gets pumped. Oh, yeah. And this place is absolutely rotten right now. Christian, Dominic Patrick, Tina Savasco.
So now we got Pow Pow. So now we got Howard with the ball in her hands, picked up by Stewart, drives and picked the pocket. But however, that is going to be reaching too far into the cookie jar. That's another foul for the. And now here comes a Liberty. That's good for two. Leads now to single digits from Sabali. Cuts it up to 8. So now we got Pow Pow. Nice 11-2 run the last 2 minutes, 40 seconds for the Liberty. Hands it off to Gray, who almost loses it. An offensive foul. We're going the other way. Or I say the more like a legal screen. That's where like the Hmm. A little flap shot from. An SQ for 3. Nope. Too strong. Howard with the board. And Howard's finding a way out of the triple team. Howard hands it on to Canada. Canada drives. Nice hands off to Brittany Griner. Okay, gets the friendly pounce. So leads back up to 10. The largest lead was now at 17. No longer the case. Ernescu for 2. Cuts it back to 8. So the shot clock turned off. 8-point game here in the third. Hellman for 3. Short off the side. And that is the end of the third. We're down to the final 10. So 13-2 run. Gotta love it. Especially if you're a fan of the Liberty. Obviously, not the type of result you actually want, but put up a nice run to at least keep it going. Yep. I did a little mascot dance. Okay, then. Anyways, nope. Shout out to everyone actually just tuning into the stream as well. So like I said, we'll try to do this as much as we can. Oh God, my ear. Yeah. Anyways. Boom, boom. There we go. Anyways, though.
A 13-4 run by the Liberty to end the third quarter has brought them to within 8. They trail by as many as 7.
All right, final 10 we go here, folks. All right. Oh, God.
It's a game of run.
And now we got Canada leading the charge. Up by 8 here in the fourth. Out to Hillman. Hands it off to Gray. Back out to Hillman. Wide open lane. Gets blocked up top from Sabali. And here comes Natasha Cloud. Leading the charge. Hands it off to Inescu. Inescu looking. Here comes Inescu. And she is going to cough it up or going the other way. Or I guess not. And there's Johannes with the lob. Nope. And that's being knocked out of bounds. There we go. Just make sure everything's working properly. Stewart. There it goes for Stewie. Leading out of 6. Here comes Canada. Chased down by Johannes. Out to Griner. Out to Gray. Gray with a double team. Kick out to Howard. Howard. Driving from mid-range. Short. Nope. That's Marine Johannes pulling down the board. Under 9 minutes to play here in the fourth. And out to Stewart in the post. Stewie taking on Howard. Nope, nobody home. And it stays with the Liberty. So 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Now we got Brianna Jones now back on the floor. Inescu on the wing for 3. Nope. That's Canada with the rebound. Gray for 3. Nope, too strong. And there's Grinder with the offensive board. Now hands it back out to Canada. Splits a couple defenders. Power for 3. Nope. Offensive board by Alicia Gray. Nope, gets blocked up top. And we're going back the other way for the Liberty. Down 6. Stewart. Hands on Sabai back out to Inescu. Hands it up to Johannes. Johannes for 3. Short. Gets her own messy. Hands out to Stewart. Back out to Johannes. Hands around the wing. Up the lane goes Johannes. No. Well, looks like no call there. Here comes Gray. Up and good for 2. Leads back up to 8. So now we got Stewart. Under 7.5 to go here in the fourth. So 7:26 now that leaves 9 seconds on the shot clock. So side out for the Liberty. To Johannes. Hands on to Nescu. Nescu, deep three. No. John Qual Jones falling with the rebound. Back to Johannes. Oh, sorry, Johannes. Out to a Stewart for three. There it goes. 5-point game here in New York. Under 7 minutes to go. Looks like we got a timeout. All right.
And John Paul Jones said, I just read her lips coming off the floor. She said to Brianna Stewart, get the ball, shoot the ball. They want her to shoot this. And this is the reason why.
Yeah, cut it down to 5. Still have an opportunity with under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth if you want to get to the Commissioner Cup final. So, I mean, yeah, I'll do it. Anyways, though. A timeout by the Dream. Right now, kind of seeing their lead. Largest lead already just shrunk. You already hate to see that. There goes my knee itching like a bitch, but oh well. What? So now we're still waiting. Nope. At some point, how much longer? Yeah, this timeout breaks are blocking the game. So 8 points, 2 steals, 2 blocks for Sabali. So now we got Howard. So that's Canada. So that's Howard out to Canada. Pulls over the floater. Down it goes. So it leads back up to 7. So now we got Natasha Cloud. So Nusky and Stewart combined for 48 points. Rest of the team for 17. Cloud out to the Nescu. Nice wide open look for 2. Right back down to 5 again. It's gonna be one of these towards down the stretch. Is like try trading shots. And there goes Johannes picking the pocket. Here comes Stewart. Blocked out of bounds. Oh my fucking god. Motherfucker. Of course, everything has got to go fucking wrong, doesn't it? There we go. And Canada's guy just got all flipped around. So now we got Nescu. And gets tripped up. So that's a second on Brianna Jones, team's first. There's Johannes with a nice little finger touch for 2. That. So 3-point game. Under 6 minutes to go. New York doing their best to come back after being down 17 from the third. And here comes Howard. Mid-range, short. And there's Johannes coming up with a rebound for the Liberty. Hands out to Jones. Leading the charge. And here comes some Anescu back to Jones. Wide open. Look. 1-point game. Oh, boy. Atlanta. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And playing the good old Mortal Kombat. That's some crazy shit. Oh God. Look, I thought we control a lot about the fucking Falcons choking away the lead. Oh God. Atlanta, like literally, pretty much had this game won and just took the foot off the gas pedal. Why would you do that? You don't do that against a team, a great team like the Liberty. You keep the foot on the gas. And you couldn't do that right. Makes no goddamn sense. Don't make no fucking sense, man. Anyways, I mean, look, I'll say this. Credit to the Liberty fighting their asses back from being down 17 and just completely, in a way, kind of embarrassed the Dream. I mean, the Dream, they could have had the opportunity to put this game away. But like I said, the Dream kind of let up on the gas, and that allowed New York to really kind of get the momentum that they needed. Look at the drive of the game. Was that a little finger roll from Stewart? It's just you can't expect to freaking let up on a team like New York. And right now, Breanna Stewart, 6 for 15 from the floor with 5 boards and 19 points. So you're telling me, oh, it's Atlanta. And you got Pow now on the floor. So now we got Howard. Hands it off to Pow. Now we got Howard on the wing out to Hillman from the free throw line. And we got a foul. Natasha Cloud picks up her, I think, her first or her second. That's the team's first here in the fourth. Down one. So now we got Howard driving. Puts up, turnaround jumper. Down it goes. Now it leads back up to 3. But I know if you're a Dream fan out there, you're probably going to be, I'm pretty sure you're probably disappointed. So, and that is going to be the second team foul on the Liberty. No, sorry, the Dream and Liberty. And looks like Natasha Cloud's going to the line for 2. That is very disappointing from the Dream. I mean, Natasha Cloud, not really known for scoring, but she has contributed in other ways. And the first free throw is good, so the lead's now down to 2. And that's good. Went back to a 1-point game.
But the assists are just the tip of the iceberg to what Natasha Cloud brings to the floor and brings the team to within 1 once again. This is Cloud.
We got Gray looking, has to pull it back out. Deep 3, no, short, and that's rebound by Jones. Here comes Anescu. Anescu thought about it. 3 steps inside. So, and loses it. Here comes Gray. Nice little feed to Pal. Should have taken the shot. Now it's going to pull it back out. Howard pump fake to Jones. And no, nobody home. And there's a late whistle. And that's going to be on John Quill Jones. I don't know about that. And the first is good. And the second is good. So it leads back up to 3. So 4 minutes to go. 3-point game. Got Cloud taking on Pal, and we'll draw the contact going to the line. Oh, my Lord. Man, time for the tie. Go for a tie game at this point. And times it. Damn, 5 lead changes 9 times and 1 big blown ass lead. So now we got Howard thought about a 3. That is. And turnover by the Dream. Oh, God. Then Hillman completely. Oh, Lord Almighty. There we go. So I got Cloud to Stewart, and that is taken away by Atlanta. There comes Howard, taking it herself. Hands it off. Oh, almost another turnover by Atlanta. Hands it back to Howard. And the Liberty defense, nope, nothing to there. Gets her own miss. Gray for 3. Yes, sir. So now it leads back up to 3. So under 3 minutes to play. And Jones for 3 ties it. Oh my God. Talk about a game. So now we got Howard. Just barely down the 2.5 marking. So here comes Howard. Out to Jones. That's off the hands. I don't know. Anescu for 3. Oh, ins and out. Nice offensive board. And nice save by Jones. Anescu now to Stewart. Stewart driving in the paint. Up and under, and the Liberty come back from behind, down 17. From only against the Atlanta Dream, down 2. Now we got great. Now we got it. Oh, shit. Nice turnover by the Liberty, and here comes New York. Stewart for 3. No. And Johannes taps it out. Very smart. Hands up to Jones. Stewart. And that is good for 2 from Stewie. And we get a timeout by the Dream. Now down 4 with $1:20 to go here in the 4th. Oh, boy. I know Atlanta fans are not happy. And here's the thing. I want to blame them. But you can, oh, boy. You pretty much, I will say that, like I said, you had this game won in the 3rd when you were up 17. And the way, Lord, oh, friggin' mighty.
Anescu, 23 points for Brianna Stewart. Catch the New York Liberty on Fox 5, streaming on the free Fox local app, available where you stream.
Yeah. That has got to be rough. So 4-point lead for the Dream, or for the Liberty. Yeah, it didn't feel like that's a long time ago because the fucking goddamn Dream got so lackadaisical and took the foot off the gas pedal. That's what fucking happened. And completely shit the bed when it came. See, this is why, look, Braves aside, it seems like Atlanta sports can never keep a lead to save their freaking lives. And there we go. And the Liberty has won 7 of the last 8 against the Dream. So now we got Canada down 4. Hands up to Howard. Howard picked up by Anescu. Grounder tried to help with the screen. Nope, but hands it right back to Canada. Under a minute to go. Canada, no. Put back and good for 2. And here we go. 2-point game. And Stewie kind of just taking her time. Man, 13-7 in terms of second chance points for the Liberty. And that's another thing too. Stewie thought about a three. Hands off to Jones. To Inescu. Back out to Jones. Out to Johannes. Johannes for three. No. So shot clock violation. 28 seconds. Oh boy. Now we're gonna get to the interest. Man, at this point. 25 seconds. You got two. Howard looking, driving, off the glass. No, that's blocked up top. Oh, we got a late whistle. And timeout by the Liberty. Interesting. That's 17.5 remaining here in the fourth.
They get the stuff that they need.
How Jonquil Jones played that. I want to get your thoughts on it. Because she wouldn't leave her man.
So 83, 81. Now what's going to go up here? That's something.
For text alerts to stay up to date on the latest Liberty news, offers, and events. Just scan the QR code right there on your screen. And the 28 double-double for Jonquil Jones in her Liberty career. So we all know the stats. Every time JJ double-doubles, an angel gets their wings.
17.5.
Foul triggers in. Shot clock is off. And another timeout. That's New York's last.
And New York takes their last and final timeout here in the fourth. Which is smart by Sandy Brondello. Rather just use your last timeout than force a turnover at this point and this critical juncture of this matchup. Mm.
She had to have the smart inbound play, try to get it back to her if the Dream are going to play straight up. So they have time here, 17 seconds. But you want your top ball handler to bring the ball down, and that's your Nescu and Cloud.
That's your pick. Nescu, 93% from the free throw line this season, and the toss of Cloud, 89% coming in tonight. Those are your two best free throw shooters on the floor.
All right, here we go. 17 and a half. It's a 2-point game. And Jones. The nice hill. Boy, that's pretty much going to do it at this point. Okay. 10-10 double-double game. That's for 6, pretty much. You're down losing. Now here comes Brianna Jones coming in for Hillman. All right. 15 and a half. No, I mean, yeah, because you got to find a friggin' hole or seam to get. And now Nescu to the line to pretty much seal the deal. Pretty much seal the deal for the Liberty. "31 points, 7 rebounds, and the first free throw is no good." Now, shit would be crazy if she misses both. And the second. 1 or 2. Now it's the 3-point game. What the fuck? Okay, so now they. All right, so now they went from 12.9 to 13.4. Make up your goddamn minds. So we got 13.4. It's 3-point game. Straight up defense. Now I say try and well, I don't know. I say do it like a half court trap. Like half court trap will mix with a lot of man to man. And there goes Jones. And who's that going against? So Natasha Cloud. Overall, so 10.3. Howard for 3. No. And that's pretty much going to do it. 4.1 to go. So pretty much 4.1 seconds. Now here comes Brittany Griner coming back in on the floor for the Liberty.
Also taking the reset timeout, so now they can advance the ball to their side of the court without huddling. But Sandy Brondello's getting it in, I'll tell you. Never stops. Never stops.
Nope. Never stops with the Liberty. It's, yeah. So Nescu to inbound. Jones to Nescu. So 2.2 remaining. This is pretty much going to ice the game right here. Oh, boy. And the first, Ionescu hits it. That's pretty much the dagger. And the second, boom. And the Liberty come back down 17, and the Liberty wins it by the final score 86-81. Appreciate it for those who tune in with me, and we'll be back at it again soon. That being said, if you guys are new, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys on the next one.